Welcome back. Donald Trump stole the hearts of millions of Americans over the last year with the promise of putting an end to illegal immigration in the United States. But now that Trump no longer needs to rally any voters, some wonder if Trump might begin to go back on his promises. Jim, what do you think will happen with immigration?
Well, first of all, the wall. Let's talk about the wall. I think there will be a wall in place. I don't know that it'll be a physical wall all over the place, but I think the border security will be addressed. I don't think there's any issue about that. Do I think he's going to deport what really, I mean, the estimate was 12 million, but I've heard estimates as high as 25 million illegal immigrants? No, he's not going to. What he's going to do, in my opinion, is he's going to take the criminals and he's going to deport them.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what do you do with the remainder? I don't think he has a plan at this point, or if he has, I haven't heard him communicate it. I don't think he's going to kick them out of the country. I don't think you could kick them out of the country. That's very hard.
But at the same time, he's definitely not going to offer them citizenship either.
Not without a lot of
not without a lot of hurdles.
Right. Exactly.
One of the more interesting things I think so. A lot of our illegal immigrants in this country all perform low-level paying jobs, which
are we sure of that?
Well, okay. Let me swap that. Let me switch that then real quick. There's a
stereotyping
lot
them.
of low-paying jobs that are filled by illegal immigrants,
Right.
Because there's a lot of people out there who don't want to do those jobs who are legal residents. Okay, or the pay is too low that they don't want to take those jobs.
Right.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see what it does to the labor market if we suddenly have illegal immigrants stop coming into the country, let alone, shipping out the ones that are already in here.
So you're saying if Trump hooks up to the Trump train, a couple cattle cars and starts doing the mass deportation, that Americans who don't have a job are not going to be stepping up and saying, listen, I want to fill this job.
I don't think they will. I don't think some of them will, because some of them are terrible jobs that nobody else wants to do.
So
hard labor.
What if he compensates
break your
it
back jobs
with reducing what welfare is available?
That's going to be an interesting time if that happens.
Okay.
Now, I don't see that happening. Right
Oh,
now. I don't think
welfare reform in our future.
I think welfare reform is going to be, they're going to shorten the limits on it. But so you're not going to be able to be on unemployment forever anymore. But I don't see him being able to reduce the actual benefit.
Whoever was the mastermind that thought that increasing uninsurance employment to 99 weeks was a good thing, I think that was one of the most idiotic things we've ever done as a country. You've got to have an opinion on this one, Janice.
So I think the world is waiting to see what happens with our immigration reform. And I think this has been on the table for the past, 16, 20 years? I think it was on the table back when Bill Clinton was in office. And, nobody ever did anything with it. And I think now it's come to a crisis point where something has to be done. So I don't think you just simply go in and deport all the illegals. I agree with the increased border patrol. That to me is the number one thing that needs to be dealt with, is addressing what's going on at the borders. And we also need to look at the Canadian border. One of the things nobody ever mentions is the fact that there's also another border that goes between the United States and Canada.
Except Donald Trump with the snow Mexicans comment. But,
But we talk about this wall between Mexico and the United States, and I had somebody tell me that recently they were in Canada and they were right there at the national line between the two countries, and it's like, there's no patrol there. There's nothing going on, watching who's coming across.
Right, but there's not as many people trying to get in from the north.
But if you have a criminal intent,
because the biggest concern, a less savory element, maybe illegally in Canada, that tries to get down here.
To me, I'm more worried about terrorists. I'm more worried about people that are trying to kill us all off.
Right.
Than I am about people coming over who want to go in the orchards and pick fruit, who want to trim the trees, who want to do
dig ditches.
the jobs that we don't want to do. Yes, there is, because you talk to any country, and this is a subject of conversation in Europe and countries around the world, is what are you doing with immigration? We have all these refugees coming out of all these different areas where it's war-torn and everything else, and they're fleeing to all these different countries, and everybody has the same situation if you're in the free world of what do you do with them all?
Right.
And I think what we need to do is have some kind of plan, and then have the workforce, the security personnel to back it up, where it's not just, hey, here's what we're going to do, but actually put personnel, train personnel with it, and actually have funding behind it to do something.
Okay, but we get to the issue of sanctuary cities, sanctuary churches, sanctuary universities. How are we going to deal with that? How is Trump going to deal with that? Is he going to maybe put a choke line on the federal funding to these?
I could
respective
definitely see him
institutions?
restricting federal funding. Well, so great example is the DREAM Act here in Maryland. That provides in-state tuition to illegal immigrants
And
that are
all
living
of
in
them
Maryland as long as they
registered-
can prove residency. And all of them registered
All of them have
to get
registered
their driver's
given-
licenses, by the way.
and have
And registered to
provided
vote.
an address.
So, and my question is, or my issue is, I want to, what I would like to know, and what I would like to see reform in is, okay, what scholarships are available to American citizens, to in-state students that want to go to college, and then what scholarships are we offering to foreigners that are coming from whatever other country to go to school here?
Right.
Like, we have the best schools in the world.
Right.
Some of the best schools, and it's like, so then they're coming here, but yet we're giving away more scholarship money to them than we are to our own
Well, it's different if
tax-paying
it's
citizens.
a college endowment versus being federal subsidy.
Right.
And
Because
Which
if
is
it's a
it?
private college, they're more than welcome
well,
to do what they
even
want.
a school like Harvard
Right.
that has a large endowment that can
Right.
afford to have whoever they want on a free ride, versus let's say UMBC that has the DREAM Act, and all of a sudden everyone's taking off the federal government, and they have no plans really on repaying the debt that they're incurring, because it's really free tuition for them.
So here's the thought process. If one develops a plan to get rid of the criminal aliens, and I would hope not even the sanctuary cities would want them.
I'd hope not.
If we get a plan together to get rid of them, and we get a plan together to do something with the others that is not deporting, sanctuary cities are no longer an issue.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
I've met people, all right, who their family members are struggling with this, all right, and the work visa program is extremely difficult to navigate, and it needs severe reform. So I hope that's going to be part
One of
of.
the things
Okay,
addressed.
Ken, that's a good point, but we're running out of time for this segment. All right, so up next, our panel will take a closer look at I-81. Stay tuned.